It definitely would be. I mean, I think if you had 12, it wouldn't be that bad. If you had 16, it'd be bad. That'd be a lot of extra time. Green flag. Oh my God, can you hear? All right, I was just gonna look in the time. So here we go, Angel Park Speedway. This track has been raced a few times. I think at least 2 times, maybe 3 times here in the past in HRL. Kind of a historic track. I ended up making this one. This is based off of a real life track near me. I don't think this is the greatest track, but a lot of people that race it seem to like it, and it's produced some pretty close races and some pretty close finishes. So, what's up, Prin? Prin, if you want to say something, say it to the stream. So we end up coming back to it because, you know, even though it's not my favorite personally, it still produces some pretty good battles and some pretty good racing. The interesting thing here is to see how these drivers adapt to the track, because it's been a while since we've raced on it. It's been a while since any of these guys have raced on it. I think some of these guys definitely have not raced on it at all. So this is going to be a good one, I think. I think it's one of those things where the drivers that have raced on it, it's been so long that they don't even... You can definitely hear that, right? The drivers that have raced on it, it's been so long to the point where they don't like fully remember how to run it. And the drivers that are new on it, like, I think they're going to have a pretty fair chance here. So early on, it's going to be Hunter and Real Dill. And by the way, if you didn't notice, from the jump to 6 people, we are down to the single races now, which is I'm excited about. This is when shit gets real. This is when I really start to enjoy the tournament. Ooh, a potential big move here, middle of the pack. This is Luke, Opix, and Slaunch from left to right. Inside to outside. Slaunch going to go for a little bit of a crossover. Detail's working his way back into this. And remember, one of these drivers is going to be down to 1 life at the end of this race. All of these drivers have survived so far with 2. Big crossover out of Slaunch there. But at the end of this race, that is not going to be the case. Shout out to Prin for the backing vocals. Hunter and Real Dill getting a pretty good lead. Luke's getting in front of this pack, going to try to get away from them. Opix is going to try to follow suit, but he's still got Detail and Slaunch pretty close. They're going to work their way on his inside, and that is not what Opix wanted. He is definitely not going to be enjoying that. He wanted to try to stretch away right there. That could have secured him a spot, but now he's definitely going to be in jeopardy of losing a life. What a conk. So now the top 3 have stretched out a little bit, but this back 3 is really what we're looking at here, because this could be a pivotal moment in the Elim tourney here. One of these 3 drivers. Hey Prin! Hey Prin! Cry louder! Alright, one of these 3 drivers is going to lose a life. It's going to be Slaunch, Opix, or Detail. I don't think it's going to be one of the top 3 unless something crazy happens here. What do you want? Unless something crazy happens here and there's like a crash and no caution, it's definitely going to be one of these back 3 drivers. As you can see, the top 3 battles heating up too. Real Dill's making a move for the lead. I'm going to stay board like right here so we can get a nice look at both. Roo. A solid battle for the lead up there. That's Real Dill and Hunter staying side by side, and Luke trying to make a move from behind them as well. And this third place, or this 3-way battle here in the back for the life lost is still going on. The 3 wide continues. Detail on the inside, Opix in the middle, and Slaunch on the outside. Detail's going to slide up and try to take that from Opix, but he's still going to stay side by side with Slaunch, so technically not over for Opix still. Slaunch going to go for the crossover. Detail's going to try to protect it. The 3-way battle at the top, or at the front of the pack, is kind of settled out a bit. Opix going for the crossover on Slaunch, and Detail may have just gotten the glimmer of hope that he needed right there to just get away from the 2 drivers in the back. I think he just settled it. So now it's going to be between Opix and Slaunch with just a few laps remaining. We may even be coming to white flag here. Slaunch could lose his first life. Oh, the conk and the tires. I think that is it. I think Slaunch is going to lose his first life in the tourney here at Angel Park. Get another look at the finish. So Real Dill going to take his first win Luke coming home in second, Hunter third, Detail fourth, and there you have it right there. Pretty clear finish, and pretty close leading up to it, but at the end, it's clearly going to be Opix coming across in fifth right there. All right, good. She's crying downstairs now. Wow, this is a really intimate view here. Green flag. It's Launch going for the early start, trying to get any big advantage that he can. Trying to have as low of a risk as possible. That water transition for the film was actually kind of dope. As low of a risk as possible, getting eliminated from this race. That is a tough start for Opix. Look at that crash. Look at that recovery. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. That's not good. I know it's early on, but not looking great for Opix so far. We go into a classic conky neg camber. It's going to be Luke and Detail side by side for the lead early on. Slunch and Real Deal close for that third place. And I thought he was just going to cut the entire track. Hunter there in fifth. So we go through the split section. I think the left side is definitely the preferred side there. Wow, what a nice beach. As we go through the oval corner here. Back underwater. And rounding out this first lap, if things remain the same, it looks like it's going to be Detail in the lead, Slaunch second, Luke third, and Real Deal fourth is what we're looking at here to end off the first lap. They can keep it clean here to the end. And that is what it's looking like. So a pretty solid top four here. They're all really close. Whereas Hunter's got a pretty big gap. And then Opix, oh no. Oh no. That's not good. That's not good. I think Slaunch is safe from being eliminated. I think it's a little early. But I think it's safe to say Opix is probably losing the life here. Rawr, 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 rawr. I'll shut my door after this. She's pissing me off. That could potentially be second place there for Luke over Slaunch. Slaunch going a little wide in the neg camber. Real Deal's lost a little bit of time here, so he's going to try to bring that back. See if he can get back up there to the podium battle. Let's get a quick update. Yeah, Opix and Hunter, those caps are pretty big. Oh, Real Deal. Potential look on the inside there, but not quite able to make it work. But he is close. He is close enough to potentially make a move here on Slaunch with a good run or a mistake coming out of Slaunch. Wow. They both still went for it. Unbelievable. Slaunch ends up getting the worst end of the deal. Completely goes down. He's definitely going to settle into fourth there. Real Deal takes third. And this top three with the gaps are definitely settled out a little bit here. Unless something crazy happens, we could still see a battle between those three. I'd even say Slaunch pretty securely in fourth. Hunter in fifth. And did he already pass through, or is it really that much of a gap? It's really that much of a gap. Oh shit. I think. All right, Prin. All right, Prin. I think Opix chalked it. I think he chalked it, dude. It's so far. He's so far back. I think he chalked it. That's tough. You could give him two jokers, and I don't know if it'd be enough. Like that's just not the way you want to start your race and lose your first life. But at this point, wow. At this point, he's just gonna have to settle in and think about the next race because, yeah, this one's over at this point, and he's gonna have to think about what he's gonna have to try to do in the next few races to stay alive here in this tournament. Oh no, she's coming back upstairs. God fucking damn it. Hi. Prin. Rur. 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 I'm not sure if she understands me. Prinny. Rur, rur, rur. She's giving me a look. Hold on. I'm getting through to her. Prinny. I'm not sure if it's working. She's wagging her tail. Top 3 battles pretty close here. Detail, Luke, and Real Deal holding on to it. Alright, she left and she didn't bark. I think it worked. Could we see a last second move here for the lead? Really nice run through there for Detail. Definitely the fastest run through. Real Deal definitely not the fastest. He kind of went for it. And yeah. That's where we're at. Detail holding on to the lead. And I think this may be the last lap even, because it's a really long track, so I think we may already be to that point. Couple more sections to go. We got the great underwater transition that definitely conked a few people not being familiar with it, which is kind of what I expected to see. This part as well, which isn't that hard. I mean, you can kind of tell you're supposed to let off there, but I don't know. Ah, damn it. Well, it worked for a little bit. All right, she went back downstairs. It's fine. It's fine. So coming across the line here, Detail is going to be taking his, what is it, 5th win of the tournament here. Luke coming across in 2nd. Real Deal 3rd. And whose life is going to get taken away? It's a really close battle. Suspense. Slaunch going to survive in 4th. Holy shit, this gap. Hunter going to survive in 5th, and I am fast forwarding. I don't even know if we wait. Oh, that's tough. The game might get ended. I don't know if he finishes the race. Come on. Come on, Opix. Come on. I think he might have chalked it. All right, he chalked it. That's tough. So Opix is gonna be losing his first life of the tournament here at Fangoria RX. And here we go. Gonna be moving into the 8th race of the tournament now. Are we gonna see someone get eliminated here, or a new driver gonna go down to that 1 life spot? Here we go. Green flag. Slaunch going with the gate jump yet again. But we'll call it at the next. I mean, that's not really a full lap there. Ooh, big contact there in the inside from Real Deal. And coming down to the first lap here at London AX, it's going to be Slaunch holding the lead, Luke 2nd, Real Deal 3rd, Hunter 4th, Opix 5th, and Detail 6th. Is what we're looking at. Ooh, close contact right there on the inside for Detail. See most drivers electing to hit this this outside line here, the rhythm section. And for a track as small as this, it's gonna seem we're gonna be pulling off a lot of laps, so it's gonna seem like a really long race. It's the same length as the other tracks, but it's just gonna feel like a long race because we're gonna be running so many laps. Yeah, as you can see, most drivers electing for that outside, but little differences in lines here. We'll see who it's going to work out for. Really strong top 4 pack, really even gaps there. Detail in 5th, and Opix is the driver. A potential elimination spot right now. So he's got to be careful. Ooh, a little loose there. That top 3 is getting really close. That's Slaunch, Luke, and Real Deal. Hunter's fallen off of it a little bit. That top 3 plaque. I just went to the dentist a month ago. Top 3 pack is getting really close. There it is. Inside move from Luke side by side for the lead. As we go through, it looks like he's going to secure the 1st place spot. Can Slaunch hold on to 2nd? He's going to have to take the inside on the rhythm, so this could be interesting here with Real Deal. Oh, no. The random cheese landing. And now that's going to put Slaunch in a super rough spot. We have the 2 drivers with 1 life remaining now in 5th and 6th. Oh no. How could this happen? It's almost scripted. It actually feels like it. The 2 drivers with 1 life left fighting for their life, their survival of the tournament. Who's going to end up with it? Or could another driver end up making a mistake, end up being back there with 2 lives? Still plenty of time left, so you don't want to chalk it up yet. I definitely need a drink. Hold up. I was dying. All right. So it's still Luke in first, Rildo in second. They've kind of stretched out that top 2 gap. So as long as those two don't make any mistakes, they have a pretty solid gap right there. They don't have to really worry about the rest of this pack, especially if they're going to be battling. Detail trying to make some sort of crossover happen. But while Detail and Hunter are battling, that is buying time for Opix and Slaunch to get back up here. And yeah, this could get really interesting. Now Opix and Slaunch super close for that 5th place spot, which is what you want. That's that last transfer spot. Really close 4-way pack here. Any of these drivers could be the one to lose a life. Slaunch going for it. Even going to go for an inside line, just trying to make something happen. It's actually working. And he's going to make that pass, but Detail makes a mistake afterwards. And now that's going to screw Slaunch up back to 6th yet again. Opix still close by, though, and still all these 3 drivers really close. Slaunch and Opix still side by side. Slaunch trying to make some sort of move there on the inside. Oh, Detail getting rough through the rhythm. And Slaunch and Opix are going to go around the sides of him, and now Detail's going to be the one in 6th. Could he lose a life here early in the tournament? Strong move to the inside there. He might even take that spot right back from Opix. Still side by side. I've completely forgotten about the top 3 battle at this point. Detail trying to make something happen. Going for that inside run. How much time? We are running out of time. We are running out of time. This might be white flag right here. I think it is. I think this is white flag right here. So last chance. Detail's going to set up the crossover. He's got the run. Left side of Opix. He's going to have the preferred line going in here. He goes for it. But he's going to go for the inside on the rhythm. But Opix follows him in. And also has a really loose run. And that's going to be it. Detail with the clutch up. Luke's going to take the win. Real Deal second. Hunter third. Slaunch 4th. Detail 5th. And Opix is going to take that 6th place spot. And unfortunately, going to lose it out there. I don't know if we run an extra lap here. I feel like that should have been it. But either way, results are going to stay the same. I'm not sure exactly what the time was. It was probably pretty close. Well, whatever. I'll just line it up from what they ran. Either way, point is, last few laps, Detail in a really close position, needed to clutch up to keep that alive, ends up making it happen, and that is a big move right there because you don't want to lose a life. If you're going for a tournament win, you don't want to lose a life this early in the tourney. So that was a pretty big pickup right there, and super close. Let's get a look at the move that made it happen because this could be pretty big in the grand scheme of things. So here's how it went. They're somewhat side by side going across the finish line. Here they come down that landing. As you can see, Opix locks up the brakes super hard. Detail gets it into the back of him. He locks it up so hard. But once Opix finally gets going around, he kind of like slides out, opens up the door for a bit of a crossover there from Detail to get that inside run. And then once he gets it right there, perfectly side by side, that's pretty much curtains for Opix because Detail is going to have the preferred line here, and he's just going to run it into the rhythm ahead of him as well. So that kind of just chalked it up right there. So what ends up happening because of that is Opix is going to go home. So we're going to have to say goodbye to him here. Let's get his solid ending for Prin. I hear you, Prin. She's sad because Opix got eliminated. All right, she's howling for him. So Opix, not as strong of a run as he had in the first elimination tournament, but here in the second one, he's going to come out, both tournaments with like 5th, 6th? That's not too bad, actually. For Opix, that's actually pretty solid finishes, so not quite what he was hoping for. He was hoping to get a little bit farther into this one, but still, 6th place out of 12. Can't be too frustrated with it, but at the end of the day, he's going to have to get banned here.
Tribe And Mother Nature has spoken.
Damn, Opix is hot.
Time for you to go.
All right. But on the gate we have from right to left we have Detail, Slaunch, Real Deal, Hunter, and Luke. And there we go, green flag. Looks like Real Deal had the best start there. Yep, Real Deal gonna come down with the whole shot. And remember, like I said, not too much experience on this track from all the drivers except for Slaunch, and he is the one driver with 1 life remaining. So an absolutely tremendous pull. Detail and Luke going to be having some issues there early. A little bit later in the section, Hunter and Real Deal going to go down a little bit. And it's going to be really interesting to watch these 4 drivers in the first lap because this is the first time they've seen it. Except for maybe Real Deal? I don't know. I feel like he probably would have went on it before adding it to the tournament, right? He probably didn't. It's a total Real Deal thing to do, to not do that. So he probably didn't. I'm going to say he didn't. Here we go into the umbrellas. Oh my god. Awful run for Luke there. Almost goes out of the track. That could have been a Yeti V2 right there. That could have been really bad. But Luke and Detail with the rough start. Slaunch with the hot start. Running the field down on the first lap. And Hunter actually with a really good start as well. Holding on to second place. We've got a runner on the side. First lap down at Daytona as we go into the fat sand section again. These drivers probably trying out different split lines lap after lap, you know, maybe trying to figure out which one they prefer or not. You know, maybe they're not doing that. I don't fucking know. I think everybody like ran the same way, so. And pretty big gaps too. Like even though they're not all running it very cleanly, we've got some fat gaps already. But a lot of time left. Yeah, a lot of time left. A lot of mistakes to be made. A lot of lines to be learned. Not necessarily over quite yet. Oh, Real Deal. That's tough. Actually, wow. I feel like he should have got screwed over a little bit harder there. But Hunter and Real Deal, early on, looking pretty strong. And Detail and Luke are actually getting really close there. For 4th and 5th. Both with 2 lives left as well. So could we see one of them go a life down here early on with this track pull? But again, like I said, a lot of time left in this race, even though the gap is pretty huge. Although I would say that was an overall pretty clean lap out of Hunter and Real Deal. They didn't do that bad that lap. Slaunch still holding on the lead. Let's see if they mix it up. Nope. They're running the same line. Someone's gonna. So Luke mixes it up and tries a different line. It looks like everybody else went for the same line that they've been going with. So we go through the rhythm. It does seem like that line's pretty strong. Ah, fucking bug. We got the seizure warning here on the side. And look at this. Detail and Luke are staying pretty close to each other and also getting pretty close to Real Deal. And Hunter also makes big mistakes, and he pulls back out in front of Real Deal. This really opens up the doors here for Detail, as he's going to go from 4th to 2nd. And that is a massive gain right there. But Real Deal comes back into it and runs him up the berm, and is going to take Detail out off the side. And Hunter and Real Deal also making mistakes in the following section as well. It's actually, that conk is almost in a way going to help Detail, because he gets a fresh run into the section, gets the cleanest run out of anybody into it. Let's see who's going to end up where at the end of this lap, as this pack has now gotten back together. It's going to be Hunter, Detail, Real Deal, and Luke to the line at the end of this lap. Oh, different lines. Different lines. Real Deal the only one running the line that they have been running. Which I do think it might be the preferred line from what I've been watching. But he messes it up that time. Real Deal goes down hard. And that is a big mistake. Real Deal going to be going down to 5th place now. And he makes another big mistake. Oh, no. Oh, no. Huge crash. And that is a really costly one. Look at how much time he just lost off that. But big mistake up here as well. Who was that? Detail making a mistake as well. But still, like, these drivers now have a pretty big gap to deal with here. They've got a pretty big gap. So Real Deal may be the driver to go one life down here at Daytona SX. It's not looking good because we're getting closer to the end of this race here. Well, I mean, what's the time at? It's got to be like 2 to go, right? 2 to go or white flag, one of those. So yeah, we're really close to the end. Real Deal's running out of time. He's gonna have to hope one of these drivers screws up really bad these last few laps. Here we have Luke and Detail sort of battling it out for that third, fourth place spot. And Hunter has been doing a pretty decent job, despite some mistakes, holding on to that second. Can Real Deal get back into this fight? I mean, his best chance is probably for one of these drivers to conk each other, so that's why I'm keeping my eyes on it. Ooh, big runs there out of Detail and Luke, both making gains on Hunter. Hunter did not have the best run through that rhythm section. Detail's even going to take the position. Who's going to have the best run through this section? They're all kind of even, honestly. They're trying something different, going for the roll line. Don't know if that's the play, but still trying to figure stuff out here towards the end. I think we see all the drivers doing that in different sections. Oh, Detail with a rough line there. Going to lose the spot back to Hunter. Luke's also going to get close. How's Real Deal doing? Oh, it's not great. It's not great. It's not great. Oh, no. Here we come to the white flag, I believe. And Slaunch is definitely going to take this one home. The only chance for another driver losing a life, I think, is for one of these drivers right here in this battle to conk each other super hard to open up a door for Real Deal to come back from like 2 sections behind. So basically, if one of these drivers gets the other one stuck, that's the only way I could see anything else happening here. I mean, maybe like these positions will change, right? But these positions don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Let's see how they get through this rhythm. They've had several times to run it. Can they all hit it clean for once? And they do. It looked like every driver got through it clean that time. And there's Real Deal. You can see the gap. Oh, no. It's not looking... He's messing it up. He's messing it up. This is not good. Detail and Hunter get side by side. Hunter with a big mistake. Detail's going to take that position. I mean, I guess this could be big for starting position. Detail's going to mess up this section again. Luke and Hunter trudging through it. They all mess it up this time. They've been running it... Sometimes they've been running it pretty decent, but that time was not great for any of them. And Slaunch... Did he already finish? I think he already finished. So we'll conk there once we're done here. Looks like Detail's going to hold on to that spot. Luke's going to get by Hunter as well and potentially take the third at the last moment. But Real Deal is definitely going to be coming home in 5th. That's tough. And it's confirmed right there. That is it. So that is what happens here at Daytona SX. Slaunch taking the win. Detail 2nd, Luke 3rd, Hunter 4th, and Real Deal will go a life down. Well, honestly, Roman, I don't even have to respond. Like, the race that we're on right here is my response. I don't even have to say anything. Oh my god, they're winning by 130. Holy shit. So there it is at the line. And yeah, Real Deal had a pretty decent start. It was looking strong early, and then it was just like mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, and it just was not able to bring it back. Not to say that Hunter, Luke, and Detail didn't have their own fair share of mistakes, but they figured out the track decent enough to like kind of minimize those to maybe like 1 section per lap. Whereas what it looked like is it looked like Real Deal was making, you know, like 2 or 3 mistakes a lap or something like that.